Hey guys, welcome back. I'm John Stark from BackToMovieGuy.com, and this is my recap slash review of Wednesday, Season 1, Episode 7. I'm a blind film critic, and this is where you would be. I started this show, and I've done a recap of every episode since it dropped. If we watched this like normal people back in the day, this is where we would be. The seventh episode. It's crazy to think that. I know for some people, because they're like, oh, I binge watched the whole thing the day it came out. Cool. And then you have to wait like 2 years for there to be another season. I like to savor and stretch this out. So, I didn't like Fester. Yeah, I know. It's weird. I didn't like what they did with Fester. It's funny because going into the show, everybody was focused, like the internet trolls were focused on Luis Guzman, who, I mean, I know what he looks like, and yeah, I guess they just don't like a short Gomez. But having the idea in my head of previous Gomez's, I also think about like Nathan Lane in the Addams Family, and I'm like, have we, on Broadway? By the way, in case everybody forgot, there was a Broadway musical. There is, and that kind of changes the perspective of what a Gomez could be a little bit. But I don't mind Luis Guzman, but this Fester, I just don't know what they're trying to do here. I just don't get it. I don't understand. It feels unique to itself. It's goofy, but he sounds really young. That's the thing that I think bothers me the most, is it sounds like they gave this to a 20-year-old. It really does. Like, when my blind ass is watching this thing and I don't have the ability to see all the fancy makeup that they put on Fester, I listen to his voice and it sounds really young. Like, he doesn't sound that much older than Jenna Ortega, but he's supposed to be the brother to Luis Guzman, who's, God, he's got to be pushing 60. He's in his 50s for sure. There's no way Luis Guzman is under the age of 50. So you're telling me Luis Guzman has a brother who's in his 20s? I don't buy it. It sounds really young to me, which might be a compliment to the actor, but that's, neither here nor there. I don't want to spend the entire time talking about Fester. There's other things, but I'm just gonna say I didn't like Fester. This episode was all over the place. I mean, Wednesday thought that we were going one direction and then another direction and another direction. And I mentioned for a while that I did not that I knew who the killer was, and I think I'm still going to be proven right. However, this whole Jekyll and Hyde thing kind of threw things off. I did not think it was Dr. Kimbot. And the reason why I didn't think it was Dr. Kimbot is because she was already in town. She was new to town, but she was not the newest one to town. And also, I mean, there's an actress playing somebody in this show that's a series regular on another show and can't come back for season 2. So it's just there's no like renewing the contract. I just don't know how they would. But I for a long time now, I've thought it's Miss Thornhill, and it's Christina Ricci and her whole bullshit about being a normie. So I think this thing is gonna end up proving me right. I'll go ahead and say it in the 7th episode, just in case, because I'm putting that out there. I haven't seen the 8th episode, and I haven't actually seen the spoilers online. Otherwise, I would have said something about knowing that part of this was Tyler, which actually did throw me for a loop. But then again, I didn't think it was two different people. I didn't think that it was a person controlling the monster until they introduced the idea in this episode of the Jekyll and Hyde and explaining how it works. I was like, oh, At best I thought it was maybe like two people nefariously working together. Maybe like the mayor and Mrs. Thornhill were both working together because they both remember the case from back in the day, or the, you know, sheriff was like sweeping everything under the rug or something like that. I could see happening, but um, no, no, I didn't see Tyler coming. So there you go. Mainly because he's been there. Like, so but he doesn't go to the school. So she would have had to know that he was a Hyde. It's so weird because he's not from out of town. So how did she know? I'm so interested in how this is going to wrap up. But I've long thought that Christina Ricci's placement in this series was for a very specific reason. To have Jenna Ortega face off against the original Wednesday, quite literally. So we're building to that. That is my belief. I think I'm going to be proven right. But, poor Xavier learned that Wednesday can't figure out when somebody is being framed. I've never thought it was Xavier, by the way. It's way too obvious. He's like the dark character in this whole thing. And it's just, I don't know. It just can't be Xavier. He's got this weird power. I know he can paint things and it just incriminates him, but it's too obvious. This series obviously wants to pull the rope-a-dope and be like, whoop, gotcha at the end. And it can't be the guy that Wednesday's been saying the whole time. It's like, it's you. I know it's you. I know it's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's not him. It's not him. Stop. Stop, Wednesday. Nobody believes it's him anymore. Yeah, so at this point it has a better shot of being Enid than it does being Xavier. Because there's been such a heavy focus on it being Xavier. I still really hope there's a season 2. I don't think I've seen an announcement for a season 2. I think they're still trying to hammer out that detail because I don't think originally this was planned for multi-seasons. This is not something that Tim Burton is quite familiar with, doing a TV show. So I'm sure they're trying to figure out, what do we do here? We have some major cast members here. How do we work around their schedules? Can we do this long term? It's like, I mean, you use the other Adams for like 2 episodes a season. I can't imagine. Is this really something that like Catherine Zeta-Jones cannot fit into her schedule? Like, she was on Prodigal Son. Her career has not gone the way she expected. So she should be happy to be playing Morticia Addams. She should be like, can I be in more episodes? Yeah. Anyway, I liked the episode. I just, Fester was the only thing. I don't know what he looks like either. I feel like I missed out on that design in the audio description of what they've done to Fester. I just pictured Fester that I've seen in other creations. But for some reason, he just sounded really young to me. So there you go. My thoughts on Wednesday, which have actually been getting pretty decent views. So thanks for watching these. Usually I've been reviewing other TV shows and they were getting like shit. Just absolutely no one was watching those recaps. But I'm glad people are watching these and we can talk about Wednesday. I'm glad that Wednesday and Enid are back together. Best buddies, like Buffy and Willow. This show is very Buffy the Vampire Slayer, in case you haven't figured that out. This is, turning everything around. And the Bee Kid is still alive. And I have yet to learn his name, and I don't know that I ever will. I want him to be a series regular next season and be part of the team. But he could be the Giles to Buffy. And give her all the nerdy information. And yeah, then we'll have our little clique of kids, and Xavier will forgive her and work alongside her in the next mystery, I'm sure. And I'm sure they'll find a way for Tyler to be normalized, and he'll be around for next season, I feel like. So, yeah, I'm going to give Wednesday, season 1, episode 7, an A minus. Normally, I feel like I haven't given this lower than an A minus before, maybe a B plus once, but this is just A minus just because of Fester. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Fester. I don't. Maybe I just have different expectations of Fester. When you watch like the original Addams Family TV show, and then you watch the Raul Julia movie, and then you get into the other stuff, it kind of feels like they're pushing more into Fester from the Addams Family cartoons that they had with Oscar Isaac and Charlize Theron. But yeah, it was a bit much. So thanks for checking this out. Subscribe, keep them coming. I will review something else for you guys, and I have a website, MacMovieGuy. There are not multiple of me.com. You can follow me on Twitter at MacMovieGuy. You can go to the audio description project, adp.acb.org. It'll let you know what has audio description, where you can watch it. And you can go to the adna.org. That's the adna.org. You can look up your favorite TV shows and movies and find out who's narrating or working on the audio description for them. Until next time, I will see you on the other side.